Hey guys, Zach here. Thought I'd take a moment to create a little short to talk about the importance of books and research when it comes to doing any kind of military research, let alone that of the Marine Corps. If you're ever interested in taking a deep dive into certain battles of the Second World War, First World War, Korea, Vietnam, or even Iraq and Afghanistan, books, research documents, primary source documents, after action reports, citations, diaries, memoirs of that nature are going to be your best friend. However, as a historian, when you take a deep dive into a battle, you just can't focus on one book. We really have to consider bias. You have to consider what is missing from that. The multitude of books and sources that you can analyze will help paint a better picture of what was happening at that given date and time, but you will never have the full context. I like to explain it to people. It is putting together pieces of the puzzle, but never having the full pieces. Realistically, and you never will. You can never always speak to every single veteran that was there of the unit you're trying to research and deep dive to. You will never find a written account, an interview by every veteran that was there, so you put together what pieces of the puzzle you can. That's kind of what this video is about. This book right here, excellent memoir written by an officer who was with the 3rd Battalion, 2nd Marines on Tarawa, Saipan, and Tinian in the Second World War. Great book, especially his pre-officer duties within the Marine Corps. However, he is writing from his 45-degree view from his own eyes. You only get his perspective. Versus if we were going to compare, you would need a book like this to accompany it. Now, these two Marines, or these two books are about Marines in different battalions and regiments, let alone with that. But this is a phenomenal book that I highly recommend. It's actually going to be our book of the week this week. And this is about the 1st Battalion, 28th Marines on the island of Iwo Jima in great detail. It's actually written by Robert Allen, who was a replacement, I believe, in Baker 128 on the island of Iwo Jima. But this is a day-to-day history that covers the unit day to day. We're talking, it takes after action reports, it takes then personal mementos, diaries, letters written to the author by the veterans of that day. It breaks down all the wounded, all the killed, all the missing, perhaps died of wounds of that day as well. You have to take sources like this, the primary source book here and the secondary source that I just showed, to help paint a bigger picture and understand what exactly was happening on that day, to give you a fuller understanding of the battle, of the campaign, of the Marines who were fighting, living, and dying, and those that were being wounded up front in this combat and this nature. If you're ever researching, you have to mix both sources without a doubt. They're going to be your best friend. Enjoy this one, folks.